Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis and let's talk about Star Trek. Quentin Tarantino was chosen to direct a new Star Trek movie along with J.J. Abrams, and this decision caused quite the uproar among Star Trek fans. Those that loved the idea, those that hated the idea, and those like me who think, this might be interesting, let's see how it goes. Tarantino, someone who has never really dabbled in franchise films, has said before that he would love to take a stab at Star Trek. Get it? Stab? 'Cause never mind. Sure, Tarantino has done films like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, The Hateful Eight, Kill Bill, Django Unchained, but he's also directed episodes of Law and Order and ER. When Tarantino was in talks to take over as director for the new Star Trek film, one of his stipulations was that it be a rated R movie. And after talking with the studio, J.J. Abrams and Tarantino agreed that it might work, and that is where a lot of the backlash is coming from, having a rated R Star Trek film. Even on my personal Facebook page, I have friends arguing that no one asked for this and it's going to be complete and utter garbage. The thing is, we're familiar with Tarantino's work, his writing and directing style of films in his own universe, but this is franchise. I doubt we're gonna see red shirts getting their arms cut off and having blood squirt off everywhere. Maybe. Usually, in my own experience, people will argue for the maximum amount that they can possibly get, and then they have that room creatively if they need it. In this sense, it's an R rating. Tarantino argued for a rated R film, the studio agreed, and now he has that without having to worry about what the studio would say about a future rating. And I know that this is Tarantino that we're talking about, but rated R films can get that R rating for more than just gore and violence. Saying certain words 2 or 3 times can land a film an R rating. Having traumatic experiences in the film without any sort of gore can land a film an R rating. Are you familiar with The Breakfast Club, the John Hughes film from the 80s? That film is rated R solely for the fact that it shows recreational drug use with no real consequences. Rated R. And Star Trek is all about boldly going where no one has gone before, seeking out new life and new civilizations, new directors, new film ratings. But now, today, the big news is, already spoiled by the title, but the big news is that Patrick Stewart may reprise his role as Captain Jean-Luc Picard for a Tarantino Star Trek film. Stewart has said that one of his dreams is to work with Tarantino, and being in a Tarantino film would give him so much satisfaction. That if Tarantino was directing something with Star Trek, and there was the possibility for Picard to show up, Stewart would embrace it. Now, with as many fans objecting to what they feel Tarantino's vision for Star Trek might be, having Patrick Stewart's approval is huge. On top of that, Tarantino is a Star Trek fan, and I don't believe he would want to hurt the franchise in any sort of negative way. Tarantino has said that one of his favorite Star Trek episodes is Next Generation's Yesterday's Enterprise. In that episode, the Enterprise comes out of a temporal rift, changing the timeline to where the Federation is in a very violent, bloody war with the Klingon Empire. It's a militaristic episode with a very dark tone, which seems right up Quentin Tarantino's alley. There's also the aptly named Mirror Universe, a parallel universe where people's characteristics are different than in the normal universe. That parallel universe was first visited back in the original series of Star Trek, and again, something that seems right up Tarantino's alley. And having something like a timeline change or a mirror universe would allow Tarantino to do whatever he wanted and allow it to make sense in the J.J. Abrams universe canon. But if they don't use anything with alternate timelines or alternate universes, I for one would love to see a Star Trek horror film, just really scary and creepy on this world that they'd never been on, and people are dying. I know that people might think that that might not be in line with Roddenberry's original vision, but they're exploring all of these new worlds. At least some of them have to be creepy and scary and murdery, right? In the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on having a Quentin Tarantino R-rated Star Trek. Do you love the idea? Do you hate the idea, and why? Or are you just kind of interested and you just want to see how it's gonna play out? Like me. That's how I am. But as always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.